everybody, BrickLi here with the comparison of my two clone turbo tanks, set number 8098 on the left, released in the year 2010, containing 1141 pieces and 6 minifigures. As you can see, we'll be getting a close-up of that soon. And of course, the smaller version here on the right, set number 75151, released in the year 2016, including 6 minifigures and 903 pieces. So you can see that the one on the right is, well, a lot smaller, but they did try to, well, add some more details in there, some smaller details, as you can see. And on the left we have, well, the earlier version, which is a lot bigger. And I built this last week and I compared them next to each other, and they are pretty big. So yeah, let's go and look at the minifigures first. The set from 2010 includes 6 minifigures, the same amount as the set from 2016. But I think these minifigures are far greater than the ones from the recent released Clone Turbo Tank, because you get 2 of these animated clones. I love these guys. Of course, we have Ahsoka, then Anakin Skywalker over here. We have Ayla Secura, and then Cad Bane. Awesome minifigures, guys. And I first disliked the Clone Wars, but I haven't even watched it yet, and I'm hyped because of these minifigures. They look amazing, and I think that animated look, let's give it a bit of a, well, a vibe. I don't know, it looks collectible, and I really like how these minifigures turned out. And looking at the minifigures from set number 75151, you can see that we get 2 battle droids. We get Luminara Anduli, sorry for my pronunciation, guys. And we get Quinlan Vos over here, of course. And we get a pretty cool Commander Gree and a 34th Elite Corps Scout Trooper from the clones. So I'm happy with these guys. But I do think that these animated clones win it from these clones. I don't know, I really like Phase 1 clones. That's my opinion, so I don't know if your opinion is different. You may have that opinion, and therefore you could get the other Clone Turbo Tank. So let's move to the features of the set. Starting with the AT-RTs, I think the one on the right here from the 2010 version is far more superior to this little AT-RT, because this one has some nice detailing here on the side, and I think it looks, well, it looks more mechy than this one. This one just looks like a brick built thing, and this one just really looks like a AT-RT with a nice gun. And this one, however, has a stud shooter. So that's pretty disappointing, guys. I do like the fact that this one has these sort of, well, radar thingies. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, I like that. And of course, we have this little accessory here. That's pretty cool. Well, for storage of your weapons. And we get a clone command center with some nice detailing in here where you can place 2 of your clones. And then moving to the builds, you can see that if we compare these 2 sizes, this one does look a bit smaller than this one. Well, actually a lot smaller, but that's because they put a lot of pieces in the details. This one, well, it actually has 200 parts less than this one. This one has 1141. This one has 903 parts, so that's pretty, well, weird. The only thing I miss is this one, this little scouting piece on top of this Clone Turbo Tank, but that's it. And they do both have a little gunning position over here. This one doesn't have a handle for a minifigure to hold on, and you can flick fire this. I'm not really good at this, guys, so I just mostly push these things and it just shoots out. Well, I'm not either a fan of playing, so that's something. And of course we get a gun here for a clone to sit in. It can turn 160 degrees, as can these little turrets here. As you can see, 160 degrees. And this one is from stud shooters. That also disappoints me. I don't really like the stud shooters, guys, even with the minifigures. And if we open everything up, you can see you have these handles here, so it doesn't open. The other clone turbo tank doesn't have that, so the whole panel just opens up. That's, well, pretty disappointing as well, because if you, well, have kids or are a kid, you just smash it and it falls open. So yeah, that's pretty, well, unfortunate. And you can open these panels up as well. Over here, you can open it up. And you can see that you have a position for 2 clones on the 2010 version and for 1 clone in here, but it does have a nice detail. So I think I would go for this, but then for 2 clones. So I would choose this and just modifying it for yourself. And if we look inside here in the middle section, you can actually store this by, well, sliding this in. It's sort of mechanism. And then you just slide it in right here, and it stays here. It hangs on here on the wall, and the same is with the ATRT. As you can see here on the back, has this green sliding piece. And then here in the middle, we have a little storage compartment for your weaponry. As you can see, that's pretty amazing. I really like that, so you can store all things of the clone turbo tank. And in the other version, we do have some space for storage. It does look a bit better, and I don't really know what this is for. Oh, this is for, well, retracting this little scout piece. So you can turn this and the piece goes up. And then over here we have a little storage compartment. As you can see, you can get out, and it has, oh, sorry guys, it has a thermal imploder and 2 studs for the stud shooter on top of there. So yeah, that's pretty amazing as well. And then over here, if we open up the front, you can see we have a nicely detailed position for 2 pilots of the clone turbo tank, and the same goes for the 2010 version. And this one does also have a nice printed piece in there. So yeah, those are all the functions of these sets. And of course, if you look at the wheels here, these wheels are pretty, well, small. And these one are, well, massive, and they also jiggle around. And this one, well, it does jiggle around a bit, but not as much as the wheels on this one do. So yeah, those are all the functions, guys. And of course, the detailing on the sides isn't as great on this one, because you have some panels here and some more glass, because you can see they don't have a lot of glass on this clone turbo tank. However, I do like these lights, because they have better lights on there, the newest version, than on here. But I do think they could have gone with more panels. Overall, I think, well, we should discuss some pros and cons. So this one has a couple great minifigures. These clones, Phase 1 animated versions from the Clone Wars, awesome minifigures. And then this weapon stash, and of course the Clone Command Center, plus the ATRT. It's awesome that you can just open this up and store them here in this side. That's pretty amazing. And I do think that's a nice addition to the set, because you can just, well, put everything in your clone turbo tank, put it in your storage, and, well, that's awesome. And this one, well, this one also has an ATRT. You can store it inside, but I think they should have added some more, things you can get out of the clone turbo tank, like a weapon stash or a clone command center. It would have been cool, but yeah, they didn't do that. So I would recommend getting this one if you want more of these, well, cool equipment pieces. And if we look at the details, I think this one wins it, because it's more smoothened out and has some more window pieces on the sides. For this one, doesn't have, well, a lot of details. And this one even doesn't have any stickers, and this one has here on the back. So that's pretty amazing. And I think that a disadvantage of this 2010 version is that you don't have this little scouting command post over here on the top. But that's I think that's the only thing that I dislike about the 2010 sets, and there are more things I dislike about this set, which I actually got 2 times back in the day because, well, I wanted to build a larger army for my clones. Well, I got around 100, maybe 150 troopers, guys. So if you haven't seen my clone army, go check that out. But I think this set overall is great. It's great for playability and for, well, collecting for adults, of course. But I think they shouldn't have included the spring-loaded shooters because, well, I don't really like those things. They don't really resemble any gun. And the guns on 2010 version do. So, yeah. Well, I would recommend you buying this set. If you can get it for around $100, you need to get this one for around $80 because you shouldn't buy, well, you shouldn't pay more for this one because this one is far greater than the one on the right. So yeah, if you did like this video, please leave a thumbs up, guys. Of course, hit that subscribe button over here. It's here on the screen if you haven't noticed already. And of course, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.